Tonight on This Is Awful.
Got a hammer like an atomic clock. Yeah, I'm gonna go all night. I got a suplex, no one doing it. When I came to fight, I got a figure four. Yeah, I'll show you some more. With a big new 1, 2, 3, where the camel clutch. I know it must. You'll be yelling at mercy on me. Grab me knee if I miss you tonight. Well, you know I'm gonna divide. Cause I'm gonna bring you off the top road tonight.
Yeah. Fresh on the heels of a gigantic superstorm gripping the nation, it is now time for the This Is Awful show. I'm your host, co-host. This is Mr. Awful Wrestling, along with my other co-host and partner here, Akadis. How are you, sir?
Cold. It's cold outside, man.
Freezing out there, isn't it?
We ain't got to deal with what Beard has to deal with, but
yeah. What did he say? What was his number?
Negative 37.
13? Oh, I thought it was okay.
Here, I'll pull up the exact number here. I got it. Yeah, I've just been trying to stay as warm as possible, but it's been nuts out there. Let me see what he got here. He got.
We wrote that.
I've looked at that picture here. He has negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow with the wind chill. Negative 56 Fahrenheit.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty nuts. So we're with you in spirit there.
Yeah.
Here. Definitely not in. I'm not going anywhere near your house physically, but spiritually.
Holy cow.
We're right there with you.
What does a temperature like that even feel like?
I can't imagine. I
can't imagine either.
Like I go outside, like, you know, it's 5 here right now. And I go outside and I am freezing cold. So
you need to tell me in front of the WWE universe that you respect me.
At Andredin8004 super chatted $4.99. I hope Drew mangles Sammy.
Yes, we'll get to that. Thank you very much, Andre Adams.
Yeah, we've got thoughts.
And you and Cumia with chiming in saying it is 71 degrees in South Florida. Awesome.
Nice.
We're all very happy for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. I am.
We of course, as you all know, I'm gonna flip over to our other thing here. As you all know, we are doing a donation goal to $2,000 right now. We are closing in on 300. Everything that you donate tonight goes towards that goal. We will get new computers, so make sure you're doing that along with commenting and liking in the chat. And if you do donate, if it is $4.99 or over, you will get a sound effect and it'll be read live on air, regardless if we want to or not. It just has to be there. So you and Sam
interrupt us.
You and Sam with this is first super chat, but I did not get another super chat from Ewan on YouTube or on Stream Elements. So sweet. I don't know what's going on with that, but if you we will read it out loud, and if you type what it is right now, Ewan, we will read it out loud for everyone. I changed the music up a little bit. I did.
I like it. It's chill.
I thought more. The jazz it leaned towards elevator music a little bit, and I thought we should go more, lo-fi beats kind of thing. Just see how it works. See how it
New York bebop.
Yeah. The type
90s style, 90s R&B.
This would be in a what are those guys? The guys that they make all those serious Adam Sandler.
This would be a demo tape for Jodeci.
Yeah, there you go. This is in the background of your favorite softcore Skinamax film from 2004. So,
yep. I tried to keep it clean. I don't know about you, Des.
Obviously, I didn't. So, but thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on tonight. Soup's doing something. I know Marv's doing something. I know Phil's doing something. We got a lot of people going. So if you guys are entertaining those things, more power to you. We totally understand. Saturday night is our night, though, so we are going live as per usual, and we appreciate anyone who showed up because we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, including. We just watched Saturday night's main event. I did.
We certainly did.
Did you watch that?
No, I watched the whole event.
Yeah. All right.
And I've got thoughts.
Should we just get into it? You want to just go straight into it?
Do you want to go match by match, or do you want to just talk about the overall assessment of what we thought?
Oh, well, let's just go first off. What's if you want to give a letter grade, or what did you generally think about the show?
I'll tell you what. I was deeply impressed by the show. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Every match clicked. Every match did what it was supposed to do to further a storyline. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I thought it was written well. I thought the matches were paced well. And yeah, they really tried hard tonight, especially Shinsuke and AJ. And they shined Trick Williams up tonight. That was pretty cool. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a great show. I haven't seen the show in a long time. I did not watch SmackDown save for the Jacob Fatu Cody Rhodes segment, but I watched this tonight, and I feel like I've been kept abreast of all the storylines now, and now I see things going forward.
I think I think they have found their groove with Saturday night's main event, making it
maybe a new head writer.
Yeah. It feels a lot more like how it was, because when it came back in like the 2000s, remember when it came back for that period, they were trying to make them like mini pay-per-views, right? That was the whole thing. It's like, let's just make them mini pay-per-views, but that's not what Saturday Night's Main Event used to be. In the 80s, Saturday Night's Main Event was the show that built up to the next pay-per-view. Right. And I think they've kind of gotten back into that groove where this is the show that gets you ready for the show. This isn't the show the end all be all like some people want it to be for whatever reason.
But the thing is that they had to do something. I mean, the Royal Rumble's a week away.
Yeah.
they had to move something along quickly, expediently. Do I think they really did that? Does it make you excited for the Rumble? That's really up to you. It didn't make me excited for the Rumble, but I was just like, I very much enjoyed this show. I didn't know the Rumble was actually, a week away. It seems like Triple H didn't know either.
Well, I was talking about that on X a little bit. I kind of, when it comes to the matches outside of the Rumble, I do agree. Although I think Gunther and AJ had proper build. The Drew, I guess, Sammy match
I will
now.
agree with that. Yeah.
Drew Sammy, you can say what you want about it. It was a Drew won the title and got a number one contender. There's not much story behind it. It's more about Sammy getting the title shot in Saudi than anything else.
I know. We know. He knows. He knows Arabic. He knows Farsi. He knows Urdu.
Right. And
now he gets a title shot.
Honestly, I like the fact that we're not going into the Rumble next week with it because everyone says like, oh, there's no build to the Rumble. I kind of like it that there's no build to the Rumble, because when there is a build to the Rumble, what ends up happening is we just sit there the whole time waiting for the two guys to come out that might actually win. And then we know that by the end of the match, it's going to be those two guys. There'll be two others that like you could possibly see winning, but not really. And then out of those four, one of them's going to WrestleMania. It's probably going to be blah, 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 blah. This year, though, it feels a lot more open. Like I could see Jacob Fatu. I could see Cody. I could see Roman. If they throw Brock in there, I could see him. And that doesn't even go into Raw, where you have Gunther, who declared. You have Oba coming up. There's a big field of people that could possibly win this thing. But
let's get down to it. Who do you think is going to win this thing?
Who do I let's go through Saturday Night's Main Event first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go through Saturday Night's Main Event first, so that I can come up with an answer, because I have no idea right now.
The tease, yeah, there it is. I was about to say, like, this is a clever tease, but all right, let's check this show out.
Okay, so we started with Cody and Jacob, and they were supposed to have a match. Did not have. Well, this is stemming from Jacob interfering in Cody's 3 Stages of Hell match with Drew. and then Cody got all racist on Jacob yesterday.
Oh, you thought that was racist? Okay.
I thought it was riding the line. I thought it was because at one point Jacob said something like,
Stop thinking that got you landed in jail.
Exactly, yeah. And he's like, I'm not like the other Samoans, like it was it was a very fine line. Cody sounded very Homelander-esque yesterday, I will say.
I think those lines were written by Triple H.
Yeah, maybe. But I one of the things that I was thinking was, man, they must have heard you loud and clear a few weeks ago when you said when they bring Jacob back, they need to add some edge to him.
Yeah,
because they certainly added edge to Jacob Fatu, and I think tonight really kind of went the next step on that. Personally, the whole idea.
Yeah, and he
Jacob,
couldn't have done it to a better person, to be honest with you. Cody Rhodes, like the white meat baby face. Well, he's kind of like riding that edge right now, but he's the perfect foil to what Fatu is doing. But I've got thoughts on tonight.
Yeah, I think, I liked the brawl to start off. I liked that we didn't get the match. It furthered the Cody Jacob situation. I don't know if that's a feud or what it is, but it made that important. Right. Past the point that it was before. It made you think that Jacob can go against Cody and is on that level. And I think Mole pointed out, Drew interfering at the coming in at the end and taking them both out. Number one, that kind of makes you think he is not a transitional champion, right? He is a guy who is going to be the champion for a while
till WrestleMania.
Yeah, probably till WrestleMania. But he's keeping the title warm until it's back on Cody situation. Like, he is a champion. And I liked that. And also, Mole said that it made you think Drew is not going to attack someone behind their back. Drew is going to do it to their face. Okay. And it kind of puts it up in the air on if he was the one who attacked Jacob in the first place. Right? Jacob assumed it was, but we all know, but Jacob also got attacked from behind. He didn't really see it. So is there another person that attacked Jacob? Is Jacob just angry or just assuming because it made sense for it to be Drew? Is there someone else? There's a lot of little things that were planted tonight that are kind of interesting to me. So I will be curious to see where that is going forward. But I did like the around the arena brawl to kick off the show.
Yeah. I mean, it kept the crowd lively. That's for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it furthered the storyline because I personally wanted to see a match, but we didn't get that because of the interference. And I just want to say, as a sidebar, I hated what Cody was wearing tonight. That goofy helmet again. With that goofy helmet.
The game's coming out. He's got to wear it so they can sell it for DLC or something.
Yeah.
That helmet is so goofy, man.
Goofy and gigantic.
Like, my kid likes it for some reason, but like every time I see it, I'm just like, it's way too big for his head. I kind of wanted Drew to put it on because I think it would look better on Drew than it does on Cody.
His mask has elephantitis.
I kind of want to, like, I don't know, little things, but like, I think Drew should have put on Cody's jacket on his way out or just something like that. But I guess you don't want to corner Drew and Cody into a feud, especially now that we know that Drew's fighting Sami Zayn next week. So we'll get into that here in a bit. And then you have the women's tag match. You enjoyed the women's tag match?
Awesome.
Okay.
What a match. I just like that. You know what? It felt like old school tag team wrestling. A lot of color. First off, Roxanne Perez, she knows how to sell her ass off.
Yes,
she's great at doing that. And that's what made the match so good because she's bumping for everybody out there. Io Sky, she's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her work. And, I just thought the match was paced so well. That's what it was at this match where I was just like, something has changed that dude, I guess, whoever the new writing.
At Andredums8004 super chatted $4.99. Cody looking like Temu Dark Helmet.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andre.
But
Number
it was,
one
I just thought it was, thank you so much for that super chat. I just thought the match was great. And I just realized at that point, I was just like, yeah, somebody is agenting this match, differently from, a lot of the other matches that the women have. It was so much more polished. And it was just like, again, struggling in the match. Hot tags meant something. I love the finish where Raquel Rodriguez showed up and tripped up Rhea Ripley and broke up the count. I thought that was very clever. And the finish I thought was good. It
was a solid match. I think it felt like a Bobby Roode produced match. If you go back and watch the tag division when they put him in charge of the tag division right around Mania time, when the tag division was really cooking over on SmackDown, it felt like one of those matches. Liv and Roxanne are so good at putting every, they put their character into every move they do. Right? Like Roxanne.
It's all in their face.
Yeah, and Roxanne looked like an excited 12-year-old girl every time she went to do anything. But that's what
emotion all in their faces.
Yeah, but that's what she's supposed to be, So I enjoyed that. I liked, and Liv is always fantastic. Liv is so much better than she used to be. I'm getting kind of tired of the Rhea Io situation there.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Talking about this.
It's so weird. Like,
love is love.
Rhea treats her like Rhea treats Io like Io's a puppy dog all the time.
Right.
Like she's a cute little puppy that can't get hurt, and Rhea's always worried about her.
Understood.
It's just a weird thing, and I don't really think I think I also might just be getting tired of Rhea as a face in general. Kind of the same as like
she did well tonight. I thought
she did. But you don't watch every show weekly over and just seeing the same Rhea promo over and over and over again, where it's like safe, edgy, I'm going to be kind of like provocative, but not really. And I'm just going to get my pops and whatever. It's just, I don't know. I can do without it. But she's over. What can you do? People freak out about Rhea. I don't. She's the bisexual princess or something. What is it like? There's a whole movement around Rhea Ripley. So what do I know?
Also, Io Sky is a huge sex kitten for Triple H.
Yes, apparently so. Yeah. Yes, we've seen that. That was the big. You want to talk about that?
Sure. I mean,
Io hugged Triple H and
wrapped their legs around his hips.
Right. So apparently that means that clearly they are boning each other now.
Exactly.
It's so weird to me that people are making a big deal about that when the guy who runs the other company pays wrestlers to allow him to put their heads in their bosoms all the time
and clutch their backs while he hugs them.
Clutch their backs and he hugs them. He hugs every one of them like he's his mom that he hasn't seen in like 6 months, and he's, what it is? It's like it's like he went to summer camp and his mom came to pick him up and he didn't have a good time at summer camp and he sees her and he rushes at her and puts his head in her bosom. That's exactly what it looks like when he hugs Claudio Castagnoli.
Wow. Head between his bosom.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
They stink, man. They stink like nothing you ever smelled before.
At Last Call Podcast DCC super chatted $5. We need a heel Bianca Belair to return and feud with Rhea. Just have her jump her from behind and blame the fans for forgetting her. Helps both women.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean,
I like the idea.
I like it too, but okay, here's my only thing though, is that Bianca has a lot of unfinished storylines that we're just tossing aside if we put her in a feud with Rhea. Right? Like, doesn't she still have
And she is still a popular babyface. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't want to turn that tide so quickly.
I think there's, especially with the SmackDown women's division right now, I think there's money left on the table if you don't do her and Jade. Right? Like that seems like the obvious. If Bianca's coming back, she's gonna win the Rumble and face Jade at Mania. That's what makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's some good fantasy booking right there.
It's not even fantasy booking. It just makes sense. It's what they did. It's like where they left off. They left off with the whole thing, the stuff with her and Jade and Naomi. And since she's been gone, Jade has changed quite a bit. And for her to just come back and leave that completely untouched and go for Rhea, unless she's like going to start a faction with Jade, which I think is a terrible idea. I think that it makes more sense for Bianca to get involved with Jade.
Has the Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley ship sailed? Has that match just sailed along? Like, I'm less interested in it now than I was before.
I don't think it ever will, in the sense that I think it's something they will always be able to go back to. It might not be in the forefront right now, but similar to, not at this level, obviously, but similar to like a Randy Orton, John Cena, or a CM Punk, whoever. Who am I thinking of? CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. These feuds can always be brought back and made important immediately. You don't have to build to them as much. So I don't think right now, obviously, I don't think there's a lot of heat behind it because Bianca's been gone for 6 months. But if they took a week,
she's someone you can heat up though quickly.
Yeah. Now, would you want her to be a heel? Right now?
Not based on the scenario that you just posed. You want her to keep her baby face for the time being. Maybe turn her at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Maybe. But against who? Naomi
is a heel. There's no.
She's gonna come back as a baby face.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
After that promo, yeah, you're probably right. After that promo, I get it. I see it. All right. So the next match, of course, my God, this match, dude. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, giving us the match we should have gotten at WrestleMania. Their WrestleMania match was very disappointing years ago, but I think they made up for it tonight. This match was You don't remember that, where the match was like really kind of boring, and then at the end Shinsuke turned heel after the match?
It wasn't what people's expectations were. That's how much I do know about it. Like, I really didn't check out their Japan work, but if this was any indication of what they did in Japan, then kudos to them, because goddamn, it was a great match.
Yeah, tonight was very
bottom.
Yeah, tonight was very similar to their work in Japan against each other. Such a good match tonight. AJ, there's a lot of people who I've seen. There's a Twitter account that changed the name to the AJ Styles Retirement Tour, and people are talking about, first off, that AJ's contract is up in 11 days, and he
that soon. Come on.
And like Triple H is doing him dirty because he's not giving a proper retirement. Okay, first off, there was something reported in like July of last year that he signed a 1-year extension. So I don't know how correct the reports are that his contract's coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
But AJ Styles, man, that dude's been trying to retire for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Let the dude go. Let the dude retire. Thank you, Ewan. We appreciate you. No, but let that dude, if he wants to retire, let him retire. I can't imagine a world, and I might look really dumb here in a couple weeks, but I cannot imagine a world where AJ Styles says he retires from WWE and then signs a contract with AEW. After everything he's done. Just a couple weeks ago, somebody posted like, when I hope AJ retires in AEW or whatever, and he quoted it and said, "This is the dumbest
came
thing
up
I've
with
ever
this
seen."
dumb boneheaded idea?
It's a bunch of the sickos.
Like, is this a rumor?
it's okay. So Fightful, I think, posted something that said that that AJ's contract is actually up after the Royal Rumble. And then when that happened, of course, the Sickos came out with all the, the graphics that AJ Styles is all elite and we're going to get him. And he saw Sting's retirement and John Cena's retirement. And he decided he wanted to go with Sting's and all that crap. It's, dude.
I hate to sound like a know-it-all, but what did the article say? Like, what did it explain? Like, after the Royal Rumble could be any day after the Royal Rumble. I mean, that could be September. When it came, Royal Rumble.
When it came out, it said 11 days. Like I think it's 11 days from yesterday or something like that. So it'll be right. It'll be like right after the Royal Rumble. Fightful says his contract's up. I don't know. First off, I don't know if AJ's even retiring. I think it was Jimmy Corderas posted something where it's like somebody posted about, like, I can't believe AJ's retired. AJ's going to go out of the Royal Rumble with only 2 weeks notice or something. And he said that in Unreal Season 3, you're going to see this tweet put on the board when they say, we got him, because AJ's going to actually win or something. But I don't know. Here we go. Hang on.
I'm going to get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
At RGD425 super chatted $4.99. I could be wrong, but wasn't AJ hyping up his retirement before he got injured after his feud with Cody in late 2024?
Yeah. Thank you, RGD. Yeah. He initially wanted to retire He initially wanted to retire in 2025, and then he signed an extension in 2026. And the thought and the theory online at the time was that either A, he didn't want to interfere with Cena's retirement, or B, because he got injured, he wanted to have a little extra time to do what he wanted to do. But I mean, if the dude wants to retire, he's 48 years old. He's been talking about this for years. Let the man retire. Stop.
Doesn't want to retire at WrestleMania?
Maybe he does.
Royal Rumble is where he wants to end it all.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know. This could be a swerve. He could beat Gunther. It could go on. He could lose and go to TNA. He could win and keep wrestling for another year. We don't know.
Yeah, but he's not going to AEW.
He's not going to AEW. After all the talk, after all his talk about, wanting to be a WWE guy for life, wanting to work backstage, be a trainer, to throw that all away and go to AEW for what? What's he going to do in AEW? Fight Kenny Omega?
It'll give him a 5.5-star match.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he'll get not.
Isn't that
6.
what he's pining for nowadays?
He won't. Yeah, Dave won't give AEW the great, the 7 stars, but he'll give him a 5.5. Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's all AJ Styles cares about is
what if 5 stars put your kid through college? Dave had that sort of power. Like, I give it 4.5 stars.
Did you see Dave posted his like a guide to his stars this week on Twitter?
Oh no.
Where he explained what every level means, but he stopped at 5. He didn't go above 5. So we still have no idea what 6 or 7 means, but 5 means could be the greatest match of all time. 4.5 means match of the year candidate. 4, like he went through all. He's so
6 stars is edging. 7 stars is pants around the ankles.
8 stars is a glass table. You don't you don't want to get 8 stars. You might think you want 8 stars. You don't want 8 stars.
Beard said it best in the private chat. He said, wrestling. AEW fans don't like women's wrestling. They like jerking off to women in wrestling. And that's it.
I saw the clip.
So true.
Apropos. The twerking clip on the intro. That was nice.
Yeah. I just threw that in there.
Have you noticed that there was some talk this week about Toni Storm, just her reactions have completely died at this point.
Yeah, she's terrible now. Yep.
So
to the point where she's dancing, after her matches and trying to get some sort of viral moment happening, but it's just not happening. Her star has fallen. Did she really need Mariah May?
You know what? I mean, when you look at the trajectory of the both of them, and you see Mariah May or Blake Monroe, whatever you want to call her, just killing it in NXT and possibly being brought up to the main roster and just doing it in record time. Like her and Jordan Grace both just plowed through NXT to get to WWE.
Right.
So, although to be fair, Blake's not on the main roster yet.
Yeah, and she's just okay, by the way. I think she's just okay in NXT. She's
Blake.
Not, yeah, Blake Monroe. Yes,
I think her character work is fantastic.
Yeah, she's doing a good job, but I mean,
I don't know.
Outside that warehouse, it doesn't feel like she's, that much of a star.
Well, it's something I've been kind of thinking about recently. It seems like WWE is kind of trying to figure out a way to work the idea of divas back in. Have you noticed that? You got Maxine. You got Maxine, right?
Right.
You had Nikki Bella last year, and I guarantee she's probably going to be back at the Rumble here soon. You have Blake Monroe, who acts very diva-ish. You have Chelsea Green, who is more character-based than rest. For a while there, it seemed like every woman's match was, let's show you that these women can wrestle the British strong style, just like William Regal, or they're just as good as these Japanese. It's like there wasn't that character. You know what I mean? There was something missing from it. And it seems like they're kind of saying, okay, we have that, but that doesn't mean you can't have your Tiffys and your Maxines and your Nikki Bellas and your Blake Monroes. They can still wrestle, but that's not what you come to see them for, right? You're not coming to see Blake Monroe to see her wrestle. You're coming to see Blake Monroe to see her character work, her promos, her vignettes, everything she does,
or her titties.
Outside of that. Or sure, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you mean to say. If you're trying to say that, they're coming for the skin, yes, that's what they're doing. But they also can work. I mean, after what I saw tonight with especially Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne's so good.
I mean, but see, here's the thing. Something works against her is her height. She's so fucking tiny. And it's going to be real hard for her to overcome a lot of the taller women, believably, in the company. She's really going to have to become like some sort of buzzsaw.
Yeah,
chop these bitches down the thighs.
Because she makes Liv look big, right?
Yeah.
So I totally get that. I don't think size is as big of a deal for women. Like you see Io. Io is one of the most over women in the company. She's tiny. You have Lyra, who is getting there. She's really small. Roxanne, she is short, but she's kind of thick, so she at least looks like she I don't is she taller than Ivy? Because I think Ivy looks completely believable despite the fact that she is short, because she's buff and big. But yeah, it's always been a situation with the women that size isn't as big of a deal.
Her work is going to pull her through. It's just that if you're looking for Roxanne Perez to become the next women's champion anytime soon, I don't think so. I mean, that's a lot of you got to suspend a lot of disbelief for that to happen in the worlds of Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley
or Jordan Grace
or Jordan Grace, Raquel Rodriguez, who is phenomenal, by the way. Another phenomenal.
She's gotten so much better.
Yeah,
much better.
Do we really have to give Kevin Nash credit for that? I mean, I would like to, just a little bit. I mean, because it just shows that she listened. She listened to everything that man said. Like, yep, it looks like I'm working like a big gal from here on out.
They had a conversation. They had a phone call. So I would give Kevin Nash a lot of credit on there. Which is weird because Kevin Nash was never great. Right. So to see Roxanne improve so much, or not Roxanne, to see Raquel improve so much based on the word of Kevin Nash, who was never a guy known for, but I guess his character stuff. He specifically told her, I'm guessing, to act like Diesel, and because that's all she's doing now is just acting like Diesel. She's not
Power
acting
moves.
yeah,
You know.
she's not
Does
acting
she
like
have the
Kevin Nash.
five moves of doom?
Pretty
I
much.
think she does.
I mean, yeah, I
She's
think
got
so.
the elbow.
She got the power bomb.
Yeah, the big boot.
She doesn't do that much more than that. So a lot of power
Maybe a clubbering
slams.
forearm to
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse wrestler, which you don't see in the women's division a lot. Even the big I'm gonna say big gals, but I don't mean fat. I mean like Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill and those. Even they still don't wrestle. Like, they wrestle like, I don't know. I guess they kind of wrestle like powerhouses, but they don't do what Raquel does. You know, it's a different thing. I don't even know how to describe it. Hang on.
Nikita Koloff, when I was tasting you, brother, I found you to be not so bad at all.
At UN *** super chatted $4.99. The Devil's Kiss gets the attention of every straight man watching.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Thank you, Ewan. Thank you very much. What do you think about the Devil's Kiss? Are you a fan of Stephanie McCare's butt move? Is that
I love it.
You love it?
It's fantastic. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. Draw them closer to their television screens.
I think Stephanie's a good example too of someone who they're trying to kind of get into more of a. They clearly want her to be a mainstream star, right? Like that's where that seems like where they're going with her. They clearly want that.
Mm-hmm.
And she does some very diva-ish stuff, like the Devil's Kiss. I mean, that move makes no sense when you look at it.
It's smashing their forehead right to the mat using her knees.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. How are you going to do that to Raquel Rodriguez? Seriously.
Oh, you can do it. You can do it.
Watch.
That was almost like the question of who. Watch. It'll be a storyline in the match, just like when Bret Hart, can he get Diesel in the sharpshooter?
Yeah.
Turns out he could. But yeah.
I don't know. I think the women's division is very promising right now. I'm more interested in it than I have been in a long time. Max is actually watching the women's matches. I don't know if that's because he's 12 years old now, or if it's because he's actually.
What do you think, Dad? I mean, come on now. Is there even a second choice in the matter? Why is he watching?
Maybe it's because they're good. I don't know. but they're definitely getting better. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about it. The Women's Royal Rumble. We talked about the Men's Royal Rumble a little bit. The Women's Royal Rumble, I have absolutely no freaking clue. None. Anything could happen in that match. I have no idea. You have any idea who's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble?
I see Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble.
If she's there. Yes. I would say, yeah. That seems to be the but I don't know, what do they do? Like the Jordan Grace Jade storyline on SmackDown is so good right now.
Yeah,
because it's actually like she's calling Jade out for not defending the title. I loved it yesterday when Chelsea Green went up to her and offered her a slot in the secret Hervis and said you could be. She said you could be Slagent J. And Jordan's just like, I don't. And then she goes, you can come out for a match against Jade. And she goes, oh, you're fighting Jade? Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'm in. Yep, that's me, Slagent J. Call me that. And then she goes out and she's at ringside, but all she cares about is Jade, and the idea that she's calling Jade out for not defending the title.
Right.
I don't know. It's so for that not to have a payoff would be surprising to me, which is why I could see Jordan win.
And you'll notice Jordan is doing most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think Jade has gotten better.
like Jade a lot. Yes, she certainly has. She's come into her own as a character. And
Go ahead.
I just think that the title looks good around her waist. But it's always a question of like, okay, now what now? What next? Are you really going to impress the crowd? I mean, I'm not impressed, and I'm a big fan of hers. And I'm just gonna say it like that. I just think she's
And when
not
we
setting
come
the
to
world on
Philadelphia this
fire.
time, there's going to be no
I'll shut
mistaking
up.
what's going to happen. I'm going to come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. No baby doll at your
Nasty ass.
side. Nobody to run distraction for you. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
At Andredums8004 super chatted $4.99. My main man Max is future cake connoisseur.
Yeah.
Like his old man takes after his dad.
Yeah,
Thank you,
is that
Andre.
like father, like
Yeah.
son?
Like father, like son. I'm an ass man from back in the day. I'll say. So, but thank you very
sir
much,
Mix-a-Lot.
Andre Adams. Moving forward, hey, there was a 4-way, and Sammy won.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, they gave Trick the rub though. Like
They
it
did,
really
man.
felt like they were going to pull the trigger on that one. I was thinking to myself, like, wow, it's actually going to be Drew McIntyre versus Trick Williams at this motherfucker.
For everybody who said that they waited too
For a
long,
second.
for everyone who said they waited too long to bring Trick up, for everyone who was complaining last year that they gave him an extra year in NXT, the reason he was in that match is because they gave him an extra year in NXT. He would not be able to perform at this level without that extra time, without developing as a heel, without finding his groove in the ring. Even like in the ring last year, he wasn't as good as he is now. And
can I say that he outclassed Damian Priest on the promo last night on SmackDown?
Absolutely.
I mean, Damian Priest comes off like an also ran after what Trick was saying. I mean, and Trick wasn't really even saying anything spectacular. It's just that he felt more poised. He felt more in control. He felt more confident in what he was saying, more so than what Priest was going and saying. Like, it was just like, I'm going to beat you. And that's that. He's just got this inflection in his voice that's just not really doing it. But yeah, Trick outclassed him on the microphone last night on SmackDown.
And he's so much better than he was when he was doing the mellow stuff at NXT. He's come so far. That TNA run with the title, the NXT, everything he's done has led him to the point where he came in and he is a main eventer. There's no question that he's a main eventer. You don't have to pull any strings or do any tricks or anything. The man he's ready. And I saw somebody.
Here's his only drawback to this, though.
What's that?
He looks young out there. And he doesn't look. He appears young, looking alongside Sami Zayn and Damian Priest. They look grizzled. He looks new, and I think the promo that Priest was directing at Trick was that was him being you're young. You don't know anything about this business. That's the kind of path that I think Trick should take. Like, he's always got to prove himself because he's a young guy. Show that he's young. Make it known that he's young.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's similar to what they did with Braun, although with Braun they were kind of very straightforward with it, where it's just like he makes mistakes because he's young.
Yep.
But it really, you know what though, with Braun though. Excuse me. With Braun, it was almost like they used it as an excuse. It was like they only brought it up when he lost, and it'd be like, okay, he's young, so we'll have him blow a spot, and that'll be why he lost, and that's the excuse for why he loses. Right. But with Trick, I see where you're going. It's like, make it his character, right?
Not so much that he has to totally prove himself all the time, but like when he's going up against somebody like Sami Zayn. And I think it was Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It wasn't Damian Priest who was kind of running down his age and his experience. It was Sami Zayn. And I just think it kind of like it didn't do anything. It didn't do any damage to Trick at all. But I think that's the path that they're going to rock with. Like, but see, if you're going to really rock with it and make it work, he's got to get some upset wins. And I thought tonight, especially after the promo he did last night with Zayn and Priest. Hey, maybe they can pull that trigger. I mean, goddamn, let's think about this, folks. This is the same company that hasn't really promoted the Rumble up until the last week. So, anything is possible. Who knows what's going on backstage? It's unreal.
Trick is ready. I hope they don't rush him though.
Ready.
The problem that you get with any of these guys, like Mello, I think Mello's rise where he is now, his kind of like gradual climb was perfect for Mello. It was exactly the pace he should have gone at, because you go faster than that, you immediately get into that main event, you immediately start winning titles, and you can never live up to those first few months, right? You can never live up to that first year if you're that guy. Very few people have. I mean, you got what? You got like Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. Kurt Angle. And that's about it, right?
That's
like everyone else.
Logan Paul, maybe, for the modern.
Logan Paul, maybe, although he's not a world champion. So, right? Like he still hasn't won a world title or anything like that.
You can buy him as one at this point, though.
What's that?
You can buy him as one at this point, though.
Yeah,
Logan Paul being the world champion. Yeah.
But yeah, when you take that kind of steady pace with these guys, what you end up doing is you don't get that backlash on them when they get the title. You don't get that backlash on them later, like you got with like Ryback or what was his name? What was that guy's name? The good version of Mordecai. Right, remember Mordecai? He was supposed to be the biggest thing in the world, and then with it, Sean O'Hare, another guy who came in, was supposed to be the biggest thing in the world.
Nathan Jones,
Ludwig Kaiser. The names just keep going, and there's so many more that burnt out within their first year than
Odyssey
actually
Jones.
succeeded. Odyssey Jones,
Velveteen Dream. There ought to be a little memorial that we just come up with all these guys who have just fallen short of the glory of pro wrestling.
Just not made it. We'll do a special episode someday of Matt Morgan.
Where are
good
they
example,
now?
Deacon. Matt Morgan is another great example of people.
Yeah,
of someone.
the blueprint.
Yeah. Luther Reigns. You remember Luther Reigns?
Oh wow! Talk about digging in deep.
He was supposed to be like the next Batista.
Yeah.
And that didn't really pan out. So, there's plenty of names like that, and there's only 2 or 3 names of guys that actually worked. So, when you're bringing a guy up, you don't want to immediately make them. I know that's the urge, but I think the only guy you might be able to pull that off with, Lars Sullivan. Thank you. Okay, the only guy you might be able to pull that off with right now is Oba. I think Oba might be able to do it, because I don't know how you don't do it with Oba, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you can't. You have to almost make him stronger in his run than what Brock Lesnar was doing back then. That's gonna be real tough to do, because they made that man a machine back then.
Yeah, that's my worry about Oba, is that what I would do. I'll tell you what I don't want to go into fantasy booking too much, but I think that the perfect thing for Oba,
already there, dude.
I think the perfect thing for Oba would be Bronson Reed. I think that's a good level to start off. It's not too crazy. He's not going against CM Punk. He's not fighting for the title. You can't disappoint by going against a Bronson Reed, right? Or someone of that level. I think that should be where he goes. Now, it also makes things difficult because you got Powerhouse Hobbs coming in. Royce Keys, as apparently he's being called.
When I heard Royce Keys, I immediately thought of like this Razor Ramon type character, just in black form, I guess, without the Hispanic accent. But yeah, but if you're going to do that, he's got to be like, you got to make him like a player pimp.
Okay, see, I was thinking,
he's got to be surrounded by women. He's got to be dressed to the nines. He's got to have chains around his neck.
Okay,
and he's just got to be like super swap. Listen to that. This should be his theme music.
Yeah, but so you're saying Suge Knight, basically.
Pretty much. Now what does now? what does he control? Like, what's his, why is he in NXT?
I said this in the back chat. For some reason, I keep seeing Hobbs in like a Mr. Hughes role. And I'm fine with that. I like Mr. Hughes. No, you're not.
What they were doing in AEW, if I remember correctly, Hobbs was like doing these like backstage vignettes. I don't know if that ever made the air or not, but it's definitely on the social medias where he's just like picking up white women. There's yeah. It's like two AEW wrestlers are in the locker room and they're talking to these two white girls. Hobbs comes up out of nowhere and they just immediately start fawning for Hobbs, and he walks off with both of them, leaving these two white guys in the dust. It was crazy. If anybody has that video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's crazy video.
So Hobbs, all right, so Hobbs should just come in and take all the white guys' wives. From like he should just steal Candice LeRae from Johnny Gargano.
Maybe not. No, listen. Maybe not their wives, but just I guess maybe NIL recruits,
okay,
or maybe ID ladies or something, like as extras or whatever. But like have a whole bunch of vignettes where this big black dude comes in and just takes all the girls from these lowly 175-pound white boys. Yeah, I mean, it would be great.
He gets so much heat.
So much heat. Royce
I love
Keys.
Royce Keys. They'll give a whole new meaning to the
Royce
shirt.
Keys takes your bees.
It'll give a whole new meaning to big, black, and jacked.
Yep.
Oh, you know what?
Expand upon that.
It's black, duh, with an ED at the end. Big, black, and jacked. I'm proud of myself for that one.
Yep.
I'm proud of it. Anyone. Oh, anyway, Sammy won. I don't care. I don't know. It keeps him out of the Rumble. Yay! I'm glad it keeps him out of the Rumble. That's the best I can say about it, though. I don't.
Yeah.
Do you think
he's going to lose to Drew?
I hope it's in Saudi. That's the only part that scares me.
Yeah,
is that it's in Saudi.
Let those Saudis go home angry for once.
I hope so. For once, yeah. And by the way, we're talking about how there wasn't angry. It starts. Oh my gosh, this is going to start a new war because Sammy didn't win.
We got to fire up that Patreon.
We got a lot to say about that. Okay, I'm trying to think. So I can't imagine Sammy. I mean, if Sammy won, then what? What do you do if Sammy wins? Then Sammy's your champion. You really want Sammy being the champion going into WrestleMania or even during
then
WrestleMania
have Oba
season?
Femi win the Royal Rumble
and steal his wife.
Shit out of yeah. Steal Sami Zayn's woman and child.
Yep.
And win the WWE championship. And a squash match at WrestleMania.
I'm just picturing like the confetti coming from the ceiling. Oba's got Sammy's wife on his shoulder and he's rubbing his kid's hair.
Like Elizabeth and Macho Man.
I like how we've now made Oba and Powerhouse Hobbs both characters who cuck white men.
They're the same person. I wonder why that is. This. Anyway.
Oh, that sounds like
but Sammy is the world champ. Excuse me, world champ contender.
Yeah.
Again.
I don't mind Sammy winning a title. I don't. But it should not.
Winning?
No. I didn't. That's not what I said. I don't mind Sammy, the idea of Sammy winning a title, but like do it in June. Like have him win Money in the Bank and then get a short title run or something, just to make it a Mick Foley thing, where it's just like, hey, you're doing a good job. Here's a title. Have fun with it for a couple months, but you're not the guy, right? When you put it on Sammy at Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania season, unless he loses it immediately, I'd have no idea how
ticket sales would go to a halt.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe next year when they're in Saudi, you do it then. Maybe that's when you pull the trigger, because they don't need to do anything. They didn't, dude. They sold out Royal Rumble. I don't think they advertised it once, right? That's why they didn't build to the Rumble. If you really want the answer, it's because they're in Saudi Arabia. They don't have to.
Right.
Those people are going to buy tickets regardless, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
What did Shawn Michaels say when he was mimicking Hulk Hogan? I've already got your money in my pocket.
I mean, basically, and they could, WWE could sell 0 tickets, right, to Royal Rumble and still make a profit. It does not matter to them at all. That is a paid show. It is done. They have
now. They should. It should matter to them, but they choose not to because they're making so much goddamn money.
Yeah, I mean, when you
sadly,
it's like I said, I kind of like it because now I don't know who's going to win the Rumble. But this time, I always have to get that feigned excitement about the Rumble while I'm watching it, where I'm like, oh, my number is, Chad Gable comes out. And I'm like, Chad Gable could win. You don't know that Chad Gable's not winning. Mm-hmm. Of course he's not winning, but I'm just telling myself that to try to figure out a way to enjoy this. This year, I literally have no idea who's going to win. So
I'm telling you, man, number 30 coming in off of his freshly Oscar defeat, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Geez. I'm telling you, number 30, he's winning that bad boy. Yes, indeed.
I love.
Don't quote me on that.
Part of me is very happy that The Rock didn't get nominated for an Academy Award. Part of me is very happy because I'm tired of The Rock, and winning an Academy Award would do so much for that man's ego.
This,
but
grade A hater.
But him not getting nominated does mean that he is more likely to come back to the WWE.
Yeah,
and we all see what happens when The Rock comes back to the WWE.
Right before WrestleMania, at that.
I wonder why.
Right before WrestleMania.
He loves wrestling. That's why. It's because he loves wrestling so much. He's got to be a part
You really think he's coming back? I'm kind of joking when I say that. I don't think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. But I do think he might try to insert himself in some form or fashion all the way leading up to WrestleMania. I do believe that.
I mean, to be fair, Roman, we have no idea what Roman's doing yet. So, he could always come in.
Oh, they're freezing Roman so that they can warm him up for The Rock when he returns.
I don't know. But
interesting.
I'm just saying, Roman has not gotten the only thing we know about Roman is that he declared for the Royal Rumble, and he did it mail in. They just showed a graphic yesterday that was Roman Reigns declared for the Royal Rumble. So, which is also hilarious because there's so many people who are saying Triple H isn't using Roman Reigns. He doesn't want to use Roman Reigns. It's you think Roman Reigns isn't just completely fine sitting at home forever and getting paid money? I don't know. Right. We do have this coming up. Let me see if this goes through.
At UN ** super chatted $4.99. WrestleMania next year is perfect for Sammy. I just hope it doesn't happen. Bill Cosby is all elite.
What?
Bill Cosby is all elite.
Was that Andre Adams?
That was you. That was you and
I know.
Thank
you.
But somebody had a comment out there. God damn it! I wish I knew their name, but because I definitely give them credit. No credit to me on this one. Somebody called AEW all Epstein Weinstein.
Well, dude, so they brought in. They fired Trey Miguel because you have to, obviously he said a bad thing about the gays, so you have to fire him. But they keep Zachary Wentz, who had a Hitler mustache and beat his wife, and then they brought in Joe Coffey or whatever. They didn't have to. He was hanging out backstage. They're we might sign him. You didn't have to do that. That's another Me2 guy. Also, I forgot. What was it? Standing Up was what the wrestling one was called. And then,
I guess.
Or Speaking Out.
Speaking Out, yes.
And then Hangman went and posed with Marty Scurll for no reason.
Right outside the Cracker Barrel.
And that, man. When they started, right before that, Hangman was no, you know what? fuck them. Take the picture, post it online. I don't care. And they
Mm.
did. And then immediately he was like, oh, fuck. That was the worst idea I ever had in my life.
It didn't do them any favors.
Not at all.
Why you would take a picture? I mean, was Marty Scurll even taking selfies of himself before this? I mean,
did you see the cope? So much cope from the AEW fans, where it's like they had Grok look at it and they said that it was AI and stuff. Like it's like
Right.
Marty Scurll posted it himself. How are you going to? What do you think? Marty Scurll is going to make an AI image of him with Hangman Page and post it, and Hangman's not going to say anything. It's just going to happen, and everything's going to be. No, it was a real picture that was actually taken, and Hangman Page. But it makes sense with Hangman Page. It goes along with he believes in rights for everyone. He believes in rights for workers, immigrants, child molesters, or sex pests. He was Marty. I guess Marty Scurll wasn't a child guy, but you know what I mean.
No.
I had to change it. Yeah, he believes in the rights for everyone. So maybe we'll be able to see
everybody
Marty
gets
Scurll.
a second chance.
We'll see Marty Scurll and Joe Coffey and all the other weirdos in AEW in a casino gauntlet or something this year. Enjoy it. So that is our Saturday night's main event coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed
good
the
show.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great show. I mean, if somebody like me, who doesn't watch WWE regularly, they really did the business as far as like keeping you up to snuff as to what storylines are happening, the implications of each match. It was really well done. Kudos to them. I mean, I don't really praise a lot of WWE pay-per-views, or even special events.
Personal way you never touched me before.
At Andredums 8004 super chatted $4.99. Trey Miguel was
Thank
back on Impact this Thursday. Betting the Rascals debut be straight mare.
Thank you, Andre Adams. And hey, that's a good segue to well, you know what? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do the intermission real quick because I gotta go make sure my kid's going to bed. So we're gonna do the intermission, but while I'm doing that, we do have something to play for you guys. Awful will hang out and watch it with you, or he might duck out and go pee or something. I don't know what Awful's gonna do, but you will have something to watch. And when we come back, we still got Impact to cover. We both you watched it, right?
I did watch Impact.
Okay, we both watched Impact. We got that to cover. We got the Dynamite ratings to look at, and I got
Did they even come out, by the way?
I thought you said they did. I didn't see them, honestly.
Didn't see them either.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we don't have that. But we do have a Tony Khan video to watch, which would be fun. And we have I have a little thing from Taz that I want to talk about. So hang out with us, hang out with Awful here, and hope you enjoy this set of commercials.
More commercials.
Yeah, we're back. We're not going to watch all of them on this video because it's 20 minutes long, but we are going back to we are going to watch some commercials. It's better than me. I could instead I could hit the commercial button and make them watch a real commercial. Would you rather me do that?
Oh man. From DHS.
Yeah. We'll get 30 cents. Yeah, 30 cents.
I thought it was 13. What were you reading?
Yeah. Something like that. Well, I got the White People's YouTube Studio. I don't know. Which one do you have? So I'm
not going there.
That might be why. Okay, here we go. We're gonna check these out, and I will be right back.
I'm Billy Crystal. Saturday Night Live is back live again with host Hulk Hogan and Mr. T on the night before WrestleMania.
So you better be there. You heard the man?
We're here to show you the ropes at Pizza Inn. When it comes to original thin crust pizza, nothing can beat it, except cheesy pan pizza. Come on, you guys, call it a draw. With the all-you-can-eat buffet, you can always go back for more. All the pizza, salad, and muffins you can
Such a
handle.
wild ending to the Von Erichs.
For a super low price. I just got a new Pizza Inn phone for $14.95. Well, I want one of those too.
They've got a new generation of wrestlers coming up, so you know. I guess he continues, really.
It's time you were tempted with a taste of nuts and honey.
Hulk Hogan doesn't eat nuts.
Isn't it strange that Hulk Hogan died?
An
Like
unbeatable
it's,
part of this
you
nutritious
see him there, it's just like, oh,
That's
he is immortal.
Slam.
undefeated.
Hulk Hogan's gonna invade your dreams, brother. Well, you know something, brother? I was at the Akashic Records, and I was wheeling and dealing, bumping and grinding to Hulkamania. There's Lou Albano. He looks like he always smells like beer. Molson.
Rock and roll is down the toilet. The brawl escalates into the war to settle the score, but nothing is settled. This war isn't ended with one battle. This calls for guerrilla warfare. They didn't see him do nothing to me. Let me tell you something. I am the champion. Decide for yourself who's champion.
What happened to that over emotional like promo? Everybody wants to talk so cool. Like, we need some promos where people just lose their shit. Like, take a bump, take a sniff, get in character, and like lose your shit. Do it in a controlled way. All the greats were able to do it. Savage, Hogan, Piper, Orndorff, Flair. They knew how to lose their shit properly. And a lot of wrestlers these days don't know how to do that.
Will you look at this? Rick Martel is throwing Steve Kern right out of the ring. Oh my! And the Hawk has Stan Lane all tied up, and he's mad.
The Battle Royale playset comes complete with 6 figures, referee, and official wrestling ring from Remco.
That's the size of a TNA ring.
With some wrestlers, it's just like being in a wrestling ring. With Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper.
1, 2, 3, hit.
Wherever you are.
Piper was everywhere. We always seem to forget about Roddy Piper's like mainstream influence. He truly was oil to Hogan's water. You know, like they could not, you know, they perfect opposites, if you ask me. Like Hulkamania probably could not have been what it was without Roddy Piper. All right. Oh, yeah. We're getting demonetized tonight. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is Awful live stream. And as we watch some commercials here, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. If you're listening to us for the first time, thank you. We so much appreciate it. And if you're a longtime fan of ours, thank you very much. Long-time listener. I shouldn't call you guys fans. You're not fans. You're just listeners, following friends, the like. WrestleMania coming up March 31st, 1985.
Teaming up with champion Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Guest timekeeper Liberace, ring announcer Billy Martin, referee Muhammad Ali. Get your tickets now to WrestleMania on Pro Circuit TV. Don't miss it.
2 of those 3 people were drunk that night.
On the big screen, see the incredible Hulk Hogan and Mr. T avenge the honor of Cyndi Lauper with guest referee Muhammad Ali. Sunday, March 31st, live from Madison Square Garden on the big screen.
Boy, they made this a huge deal.
5 incredible championship wrestling matches.
If there's something that AEW could be doing, it could be shit like this. Do it for all local television. Since he likes that cheesy, cringy bullshit. Dota. Ah, man. Although I do believe that Rey Mysterio could have made it in this era. Just for some strange reason. Rey Mysterio knows how to make it work. Just fly all over you like some gnat. And, you know, wear you down slowly. Cut you off at the knees. High-flying offense. Rey Mysterio could have did the 80s and the 90s. Well, he did do the 90s. But mainstream star. All right. Iceman Ken Parsons?
That's right.
Wow. I can dig it. God damn, $188? Put another 1 in front of that motherfucker.
I need a new recliner. I might go here. This is the Red House?
The 80s. Yeah. Everything was brown back then. Everything was wood. Including their spokesperson.
Did he say shalom in there?
Back it up. He might have. He was trying to get everybody. Konnichiwa. Auf Wiedersehen.
Welcome back. Thank you for letting me take that quick break. Max is in bed, for anyone who was wondering. He is not watching videos of women's wrestling on his tablet. So
what is he doing there?
He's going to bed.
All right.
He's going to bed.
Lights out.
So thank you guys for giving me that. I also drank some honey, as was told me in the chat last week. I should drink honey. So I drank some honey. See if that helps. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We got quite a few people. Let me go back here. This is I do the commercials because that makes we have just as many people in the chat as when I left. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Remember, if you donate, it will be recorded at the top of the screen. You can see our countdown there to get to $2,000 to buy new computers. We have plans for those computers. You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking, Awful? You want to
Sure.
tell you?
I'm
thinking we should do, one of us at least, should do one day a week where we come on, maybe a Wednesday or a Thursday, and we just stream during the day. And it's just a hangout, look at the news, let's see what's going on, kind of, maybe I'll play a game or something like that. Maybe we could both jump on, do something like that we can, give back for helping us get to that goal. So I can hang out with you during your work day or something like that. So, we got ideas. We got ideas cooking.
Yeah.
But so I just want to thank you. Any donation that you give will go to that. And if it's over $4.99, it will be read aloud on the air, whether we like it or not. We have to. And I think just make sure you're giving us a like and sharing this podcast. But for now, let's get back into it. Awful. So you weren't there on Tuesday. Do you want to give any thoughts on the whole Trey Miguel situation? He now has shown up on Impact, actually. You have any thoughts on the whole thing? You know what this is?
You know what? When I was watching Impact, the impression given to me about Trey Miguel, just, not really knowing who he was as far as the faction of the Rascals, he didn't come off like a major star, okay? And it seemed his presence and the announce team made his presence seem so very internet-based. They talked about, him being welcomed back into TNA, not really explaining what it was about. And it was just like, okay, this is signaling for the internet crowd.
When I was tasting you, brother, I found you to be not so bad at all.
At Andredums8004 super chatted $4.99. Drank honey.
Thank you.
Why do I imagine this reenacting the syrup scene from Super Troopers?
Yep. It's exactly what it was. Thank you, Andre. For your
Thank you, Andre.
Anyway, go ahead. You were saying that it seemed too internet for you.
Yeah. And not a lot of people responded. I mean, I saw the show, and it seemed like not a lot of people were just like, there wasn't this big crowd reaction towards it. As far as him, not being able to go into AEW, we all know it's because of MJF, correct? I mean, this is no longer a secret. I mean, my goodness, it had nothing to do with anything having to do with what he said over the internet long ago. I mean, obviously, because TNA picked him up, and they know how, any good PR firm or any good PR machine knows how to, not really bring that shit up or bring it to the fore. Again, because the internet wrestling community is such a small, infinitesimal group. We think that this shit is of great import, but to these companies, it's just like, okay, we can get over that. Oh, they fucked them over in AEW. Bring them over here. Yeah. And we'll see what we can do with them. Picked up the briefcase and, he got some shine. But as far as like, I stand by what I say. As far as him being like, it just seemed too internet for me. And it wasn't like they didn't really tell the audience at home really what Trey Miguel was all about. But if you knew about his whole thing going on with AEW. Oh, it seemed like a big deal.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't think Trey is a guy that, like, I don't think he's good enough to be able to really tell that story and make it meaningful. And I also think that the story itself might be too inside to really resonate with your casual fan. So just kind of being like, hey, Trey Miguel's here. He's back. If you know, you know. If not, watch him. He's a good worker kind of thing. I'm kind of okay with it. I do agree with you that saying that it has nothing to do with his past on the internet, I think might not be correct, but I don't think that it's because he said that, you're only gay because you're ugly. I don't think that was the reason. I think it was the other thing he said on the internet where he made fun of MJF's tag team partner. I'm guessing that probably has a lot more to do with it than the gay comments. The thing about the whole
Well, wait a second. Who's the tag team partner?
David Starr was MJF's tag team partner, and him and David Starr David Starr got canceled, and Trey Miguel.
Did he do?
what do all wrestlers do, right? They got, but
2 younger brats,
right? Yeah. But Trey Miguel kind of made fun of him about it, and I think that probably has more to do with it than the other part. Also, of course, the fact that he banged MJF's wife probably has a lot to do with it. I don't see it.
Her before you had her.
Woo! I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it being the network can't be okay. WBD is in the middle of a sale right now to Netflix. They have Paramount trying to force a buyout on them. AMC, on the other hand, TNA is like the new shiny toy. It's the most important thing to them. If any network is going to care about that, it's going to be AMC, especially considering how focused they are on the LGBTQ community over there, that they have Perez Hilton involved. They're making them push the Elegance brand. They clearly want TNA to kind of play up the campiness a bit. And if anyone's going to be upset about Trey Miguel's comments, it's going to be AMC, not WBD. So the idea that WBD, who has a million other things going on, is anyone's going to stop what they're doing and call Tony Khan and say, hey, wait a second, Trey Miguel, didn't he say the bad thing on the internet 4 years ago, is ridiculous. Yeah. It's insane. This is, my guess is that they hired Trey. The only reason that he even got hired is because the other rascals wouldn't have signed without him. So they got all four of them and then immediately fired Trey. That's the only thing that makes sense in my head.
Right.
Because I
didn't the same thing happen with the old original Rascals?
The little rascals, like Alfalfa, Frankie,
Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, the Radicals. The Radicals.
The Radicals. Damn. Okay. Well, it's a similar name. I mean, shit.
The whole thing with it was Shane, wasn't it? Wasn't Shane Douglas supposed to be a part of it? And then they all signed their contracts, and then WWE's like, we don't want Shane. No, we don't want that guy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of. That kind of is what happened back in the day too.
Wow.
I mean, it's a dirty move, That's what can you expect? The idea, I think we've all moved past the idea that AEW is some high and mighty company, infallible company that's not going to do anything wrong. Clearly, Tony Khan just doesn't give a shit about anybody, right? Unless, he pays them to be his best. Well, did you hear about the Bryan Danielson thing? I mean,
about his travel?
About the Mole, who's back, by the way. And and his by the way, the guy who got Mole suspended is gone from Twitter. I don't know if you heard that, but congratulations, Mole, on being back. He has to put parody before his name, but I will vouch that is the same Mole. If you follow Mole, that is not a different guy.
He had to put parody before his name before, didn't he?
No, he had to put in his
parody
bio.
Accounts?
He had to put in his bio. Well, they used to have the parody tag. They actually discontinued the parody tag. So so that's he couldn't do that anymore, and so they couldn't do that. That's how they got him. It's stupid, but he's back.
Certainly is.
So the whole thing with Bryan Danielson is that what was alluded is that when he signed his contract, he signed it for a certain amount of time with the idea that I will not be able to wrestle all these years. At some point, I'm going to have to stop. And when I stop, I would like to keep getting paid. Like, that was the contract that he signed, was that he's going to retire, but they're going to continue to pay his contract.
Right.
And apparently they got to the point where he was retired, and Tony said, I think we'd like to keep you on commentary. And Bryan Danielson's like, I freaking hate commentary. And Tony Khan's like, I don't care. And so now Bryan Danielson has to do commentary. And he's coming up with
he's up there on Dynamite. Okay.
Yeah, and also he's coming up with every excuse not to do commentary.
Yeah, the travel hurts my neck, but I believe that.
I believe it too. Yeah, although I will say that it's funny that the travel hurts his neck, but he was okay to go in and bump a few months ago. Remember when he came back and did the Ring of Honor thing, and then he did something in CMLL?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
Arena Mexico.
Yeah. So it does make me wonder if maybe he's just playing it up because he doesn't want to do it. But hey, you know what? The man told him that it was okay. Like, is that a bad deal for Tony Khan? Yeah. But but he also signed the contract. He agreed to it. And once you agree to it, you can't get all mad when the guy, once like, it seems like Bryan Danielson is just being a very
thought he was your boy, Brian.
Yeah, right.
You know
exactly.
I mean? Thought he was your man. All of a sudden, he wants you to work now. Get up off the couch.
All these guys. Well, he was his man when he told him he can go, sit home for 3 years and get paid. But now all of a sudden he's coming in and saying, nah, you got to work. And,
And while you're at it, your wife can't go nowhere either. How about that?
You think so? You think that might be
Remember
something?
she was on the red carpet of some Hollywood premiere, and she was just like, I'd love to go back. I just haven't, gotten a call. Things, things are kind of crazy over here. Daniel's throwing lamps across the wall and, kicking things left and right, staying up all types of night.
All right. Well, let's get into Impact. Impact Wrestling TNA on Thursday night over on AMC at 9 p.m. Eastern. We both watched it this week. And Awful, you're not a big TNA guy, so I'm curious as to what you thought. We're not going to go segment by segment, though. But I do want to get your thoughts in general, just on the show as a whole.
Okay. Boy, the introduction with the three gentlemen as commentators. What's up with their mics? Like, what's going on with the house mic versus the TV, audio? Like, something's going on with that. But I just thought that was, a little wonky for me. Cedric Alexander versus Moose. I thought it was an okay match. Good opener, I guess. That arena's dark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the Albuquerque thing is interesting to me because clearly that was an AMC thing. Like, they didn't have any dates announced, and then they announced Albuquerque, and then the entire thing is that, but Breaking Bad was in Albuquerque. Remember Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
That was in Albuquerque.
Boy.
So it's like, it seems like AMC with them is like, wouldn't it be cool if we went to Albuquerque? And they're like, okay, where are we going to go in Albuquerque? Okay.
Yeah. And this, I was listening on headphones. I could hear the sweetening of the crowd in the beginning of that, their whole, I guess the Genesis recap video and their introduction and all that. It was pretty good. But then, damn, what match was it? Where it just felt like it was so quiet.
The Elegance match.
Yes. Indy Hartwell versus M by Elegance.
Yeah. Because this
very quiet.
Let me talk to you, buddy. Okay, I got Cedric Alexander and Indy Hartwell phoned it in so hard on this show. At least like Cedric did in his match. When Moose was giving him when Cedric was giving Moose forearms with the idea being with the crowd chanting Moose afterwards, that whole bit that they do. Yeah, those forearms couldn't have hurt a fly, dude. Like, he
Oh
was getting
yeah,
the softest
I do
forearms.
remember. Yeah. And they were like fighting towards the middle of the ring. Yeah, I remember.
And Cedric just looked like he was just like done. And then Indy wouldn't sell. She barely put any oomph behind anything. It's like, if you guys are going to go to TNA,
She's got a flat face too. Like she
Yeah.
has no expression in her face.
Nothing.
Her moves are pedestrian. Like it was just a boring fucking
up until
match.
the end. I thought the end was good. I thought the whole Lacey turning, and I'm not Lacey, Ash turning and doing the whole bit where, you know, you thought she was retired and she wasn't retired, and you thought she was turning and she wasn't turning. Like, it was something. It got me at least going like, okay, cool, she's back, you know. You can tell AMC really likes her, and they really like the Elegance brand. So it's going to be, because that is pushed far more predominantly since they've been on AMC. So clearly AMC is interested in them. So, you know, if this is how you have to do it, that's fine. I really hope that AMC is not telling them they need to get these ex-WWE guys on there, because Cedric, I didn't like him in the Moose match, but I liked him in the angle at the end. Indy, though, man, Indy was just, she had no business being there.
And I liked Indy Hartwell because there was a certain point in time when she was in NXT, she kind of had that Colt Cabana vibe where it was just like, she knows how to insert just a little bit of comedy in the moves that she's doing. But I think you're overblowing it. I don't think she phoned it in. I just think that she has no emotion in her face, and it just looks like she's just phoning it in.
It might be it. I don't know. To me, what it seemed like is that it looked like she felt this was a step down. And it looked like she visibly was communicating that she's better than this or something, which...
How dare she? She hasn't been in NXT in 2 years.
Yeah, and her run in WWE was nothing. I mean, her run on her main roster run was nothing to be happy about. So... You know, like I said, it seemed like Cedric more with Cedric. I'll give it to him. Maybe he was just like saving it for the end or something. Maybe because he did come alive during the end. But yeah, Indy.
Well, he won the match.
He did win the match too. Yeah, they definitely have. It wasn't a boo boo face for sure.
Right.
And then yeah, I mean, we had the Mike Santana promo. I think Mike Santana is fantastic. I think that guy.
Yeah. May I say that damn, I don't know about you this, but they could have did so much more with that great recording of his father.
Yes.
And that it's just like you should have just let that sit for a little bit. Like that was just so phenomenal. That was the best part of the whole thing. Like now it's a hard act to follow doing something like that without really, you know, having to move forward because of TV time and all that dumb shit. But it's just like it was a very unique moment in wrestling. It's something that was rare. I just thought it was cool. You know what I mean? Like it got me emotionally invested into what he was going to say next. And he did okay. But as far as like that particular piece of business right there, phenomenal. That shit was great.
Santana has a way of connecting with everybody, right? Like you look at, I think your initial reaction, especially with the way he's been pushed thus far in his career up until now, it's always been like he's the Latin American champion. He's the Pedro Morales. He's that guy. He's representing that. But he's so much more than that. He is so much more than a like a generic.
Are you his agent?
No, I mean I'm not. I think Nick Piccolo might be, but I'm not. But he really is more. Like the way he connects on that is something so few people can do, which I think the TNA, they need to do everything they can to hold on to him, because if I'm WWE, I want him now. I want him as soon as his contract's up to be in my company. And I think TNA, they have somebody there who they can build the company around, and he's homegrown talent, and he's somebody who left and came back. He's theirs, and TNA needs to I don't care how much money it costs. If they need to lose another 4 rascals or whatever they need to lose to keep Mike Santana, you need to keep Mike Santana.
You think he's going to bounce?
I think he might. I mean, look, I the only thing I have to go on is Nick LaPiccolo. And when he came into our chat last year, because it's 2026. When he came into our chat last year, the one news that he dropped was as soon as Santana's contract's up, WWE is going to take him. That's like, and he said it like as a fact, not as I think this might happen. It was no, this is happening. So, and I think Nick LaPiccolo, he's batting 1,000 right now. He hasn't gotten anything wrong. So, it does worry me.
Well, I mean, he was really touting Paramount as the buyer for WBD.
That's true. I'm talking about wrestling specifically. But yeah. No, that's true. He did. Hey, to be fair, Paramount might still end up with with WB. We don't know. It might still happen. So, but Nick LaPiccolo, and congratulations, Nick. He's been on Twitter recently talking about how he's about to start his own venture here soon. So, congratulations. And all the luck in the world to you. Okay, so we had
out there.
So we had Feast or Fired, the dumbest match in professional wrestling that I love for some reason.
Okay, I got a question because I don't think I was clear.
It's so dumb. It's the dumbest.
So
match,
so only one briefcase has a fired. Your fired ticket, a pink slip.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 4.
And the other 3 get what?
One has an X Division title.
One has that match on mute.
One has an X Division title shot. One has a world title shot. One has a tag team title shot, and the other one is fired.
Why is there such a discrepancy between like the valley is wide between getting fired and getting a title shot? Like it's
so here's why it's dumb. Because to get a title shot in TNA, you kind of just have to exist. Like the X Division champion can turn his X Division title anytime to get a title shot. You can win it by Feast or Fired. You can do the thing that Nick Nemeth did, where he has a trophy that he gets to use somehow and call a shot. They have like number 1 contender matches constantly. You can get a title shot by showing up at like showering. I think gets you a title shot. Everybody gets title shots in TNA. So the idea that you would go for any briefcase in that match makes no sense at all. Just if you're in that match, just leave. Like you'll get a title shot eventually. You don't have to. I'm sorry, no tag title shot according to Andre Adams. It's the international title this year. Sorry. Thank you very much, Andre. That's like their IC title.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's the dumbest gimmick in the world, and I kind of love it for some reason. Like it's so dumb, but I'm like, okay, who's getting fired? It's going to be Steve Macklin, right? It's not going to be Trey. They're not going to fire Trey. Like that would be hilarious. That would be the funniest thing that ever happened if they brought Trey Miguel back just to fire him.
That's character suicide right there. Falling into a storyline like that.
But no, Steve Macklin, do you remember during the debut episode of TNA on AMC, Steve Macklin said he tweeted from home and said something like gotta explore my like he saw Tony Khan was handing out contracts and decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay home this week. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get fired because of it. He realized Tony Khan's not giving him a contract. And then TNA's like, yeah, you can come back. We'll give you a couple more dates here. Yeah, have fun. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get the contract. So LK in the chat said he thinks it's Eric Young, or the fired, I mean. LK in the chat said, I think it's Eric Young. He posted on X that he's taking bookings starting next month. Eric Young has been teasing a new gimmick. So I don't know. I mean, it's possible that it's Eric Young. Eric Young would be somebody that
Eric Young doesn't go away. He's like a cockroach in professional wrestling. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just like you can't get rid of him. He was a part of NXT. He was part of old TNA. He's now old and grizzled and like he looks like Ivan Putski out there. And Yeah, it's just so crazy to me that he's still around.
He's good though. He's a good hand. He was one of those guys too
Eric
that
Young.
he's one
Holy
of those
cow.
guys too that he left WWE. Remember, he
Mhm.
didn't get fired. He
Mhm.
didn't get released or fired. He
Right.
left. They had plans for him. He was going to be a part. They were going to bring him up.
Yeah, what was
the whole
that
thing.
faction called?
I don't remember now. Somebody in the chat will tell us. It'll be
Yeah.
Boris. Boris said Nick Pickle got fired. I don't know. Maybe he got fired. I don't think he got fired. I think it's the only reason I don't think Nick Pickle got fired is because that Deadline article was like Paradigium is still working with him and his new.
What is it again?
I don't know. What is it called? Perigium? Perigium? How do you pronounce it?
Go ahead.
Perigium?
Keep going.
I'm gonna.
Hold on. I got the life raft right here, but I just want to see you sing some more.
I'm gonna put on the hat,
Well,
so I'm just mush mouth over here. I don't. What's what? I can picture it in my head.
Paradigm.
Paradigm. No, there's
Paradigm.
a G.
Yes, there is a G, but it's
It's
silent.
silent. That's a
Yes.
dumb word. I hate words. Sanity.
Paradigm. He said
Thank you. Perigium. I've never seen that word spelled.
Perennial.
I've never seen that word spelled ever in my
Poinsettia.
life. I was talking to Time about this beforehand. I think we could see him being involved with Endeavor
Mhm.
coming up. Like Endeavor does have a
You think he got picked up by Endeavor, huh?
well, they have a talent department, right? They represent The Rock. They represent a few other people.
Mhm.
I could see them just being like, let's put it all under one roof. Right? Like, why not?
Sounds all right when you first hear it. You know?
I mean, Nick Piccolo's not like a small fish. He put together the entire sports division. So the idea that he's moving on to something bigger seems possible to me. I don't know though. I don't know the guy.
Sure.
You know the guy better
Yeah.
than I do. So
Do I?
You
What are you
know better
talking
than I
about?
do. I don't.
You're crazy, Dis.
You know better than I do.
No, I don't. That's crazy.
You guys are best friends. You guys talk all the time.
And the thing is like I can't combat that. It's just like how do we he showed me something. You remember that
I do.
That
Yep.
screenplay that he showed me. I mean, if that's getting to know you, then holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's
Do I
true.
really
Should we bring
wanna
that
know
back? Should we bring that back? Should we do that again?
Oh,
we
that
didn't
was
finish
brutal.
it. I think Phil
Did
finished
we even
it, though.
start it?
You can go back. Yeah, we did a
Yeah,
little. We did a
Phil
little bit.
finished it. Yeah,
You can go check out Phil.
finished it
Yeah,
for
Phil
us.
did it. Phil did it.
What's that have to do with like it was an AI
It was
an AI
an
story
it
about
was an AI
Drew
version-
McIntyre being stuck at the airport.
It was an AI version of what was that stupid movie? The Terminal with Tom Hanks. Remember that movie?
Oh God, yes.
It was an AI version
The
of
guy who
that,
stayed
except
there.
right, except it was
The
Drew McIntyre stuck in the airport, fighting AEW fans. It was really bad. But I'm sorry, no,
We
it
don't know
was-
if he did it or not.
No,
But he sent me that.
He sent it to us. We don't know if he made it or what, but
Yeah.
he's where we got it. So, okay, so we got through the Feast or Fired. So who got? Okay, so we got Steve Macklin, Eric Young, Trey Miguel, and I don't remember who the last. Eddie Edwards was Eddie Edwards the last one. Eddie
Yep.
Edwards. There we go. Eddie Edwards, who I watched a lot for in Ring of Honor back in the day. He was him and Davey Richards. They had a lot of stuff going on, and Mike Elgin back in that period. So
Right.
it's nice to see Eddie Edwards kind of outlast all of them. And
Again,
he's still hanging out.
Another guy just won't go away.
Kaz, yeah, the system up
Yeah.
until the end of the show. So after that we had there's something I'm missing because the next thing I remember is Ali versus Hardy.
I think that was the main event there.
Okay, and it was fine. I mean,
we
what do you
went through
want?
the Feast or Fired match.
Yeah. Oh, how do you like the? Okay, what do you think of AJ Francis?
He's okay. I mean, he fits right in with the TNA style. Like, it's so amazing to think that this guy was actually on WWE television. It's just like, boy, they were really hiring anybody at that point, weren't they? Like, just bringing anybody up. We don't care if you're ready or not. Just come on up. Apparently you rap good.
Yeah, he's a big guy, I guess. And at that time, they were getting a lot of big guys, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I bet that had a lot to do with it. And he was friends with Swerve or whatever. But yeah, he found his niche.
Not for long.
No. But I think he found his niche over in TNA. And he seems to be a good sport about kind of like he let Joe Hendry make fun of the Flop Dollar stuff and that, you know, he seems
because he made fun of it first. I mean,
right.
That's the secret to his sauce. You know, he was able to make fun of himself and poke, you know, not take himself too seriously.
AJ Francis did block me.
I wonder if he blocked me.
I don't know. He blocked me because something with Liz.
What's his handle? AJ.
I want to talk about something, but I don't know if I should.
Tell me. Or excuse me, put it in the little
I'll be tactful.
Okay. All right.
AJ Francis may or may not have creeped in the DMs of someone that we know.
Okay.
And I mentioned it on Twitter and he blocked me. So
are we talking about the Australian?
Yeah. Now everyone knows who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh.
So and then I mentioned something on Twitter about it, and then he blocked me immediately. And then I went to TNA and I had a sign that said, AJ Francis, please unblock me on Twitter. And he said no. So at least he's a good
somehow I'm following him, but he hasn't blocked me. Yeah.
Congratulations. Good
job. What am I following him for?
I don't know.
There must have been some reason.
Probably during that he was talking to Liz back and forth a lot for a while. So it might have been just, you know, something where it's like, oh, because he seems like
I haven't seen him on my timeline.
I don't think he posts much anymore, but
right.
Okay, so we had AJ. We had Jeff Hardy versus Ali, which was fine. It was fine. I've never been an Ali guy. Mustafa. I said that right.
Yeah, you sir. You got that one right.
I got Mustafa right. Yeah, Paradigm. Mustafa. I don't know. I thought it was fine. Like I said, I've never been a big Mustafa Ali guy personally. I think I actually do like his character work, but I think that when he gets in the ring, he's just a very generic, 180-pound wrestler, and he wrestles like a very generic 180-pound wrestler.
You can't say that he sells great. You can't say that he creates a story with the moveset that he has. He's just not that guy.
No.
And he's really tagging on this whole I'm Arab, and it's just like, okay, are there 2 other layers to you so that you can become 3-dimensional? Jeff Hardy looks like a goddamn giant in that TNA ring, by the way.
And he looks, and you know what? The guy's still a star. The guy still comes off as a star.
He woke up the crowd. I mean, if there were people that came in late or whatever, who knows? But damn, the crowd, they didn't really have to sweeten up anything after that. I mean, in the beginning they did. And of course they kind of lazified themselves in the middle of the show. But Jeff Hardy woke them the fuck up at the end of this this program.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat. We have.
That's why we got the music.
Yeah, what was it? I just saw Mike Glass said something that I was interested in here, and anyway, I still, I think that he had a good match with Gunther. That was it. You and Kumi, I said, he had a good match with Gunther, but how could if you can't have a good match with Gunther, then what are you doing here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mustafa Ali had a great match with Gunther. So did R-Truth. I mean, I would I don't know what that tells you. Gunther, if you can't have a good match with Gunther, you need help. Mustafa Ali, like I said, I really do like his character work. I think that especially him leading a faction of mid-carders. What would be mid-carders in WWE, but probably main eventers in TNA, to be fair. What were you saying?
Why do these guys insist on looking the same way 10 years running? you got to switch up your look, man. You got to cut your hair. You got to do something with the beard. You just have to change your look and change your whole gimmick. Obviously with permission from TNA and all that other nonsense, but you got to do something because this is just dragging along. He's not really made any sort of waves. Jeff Hardy can look that way because we've seen him change his style many times. So we kind of forgive him when he goes back to classic Jeff Hardy. Mustafa Ali, on the other hand, he's looked the same way as he always has, and that's not gotten over. So maybe change up your look.
Yeah, cut your
maybe
hair.
Change your aura. Do something completely different.
I like the suits.
Be different.
I like the suit.
Sure.
Going that route is cool. But yeah, cut your hair. Grow a beard. Do something. Be different.
He's already got the beard. He's got to shave the beard. Yeah.
He's got the 5 o'clock shadow.
Do something.
He's got to do something, dude. Because it's very forgettable. And at the end of the night, all you remember is that he came out with 3 guys. One of them looked like a bigger star than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I'm sorry, but that redhead dude they got, that guy is going to do something. You know what I'm talking about? What was it? The Order 4. I don't even know his name. You know what I'm talking about though? The really nice dressed one with the beard, red hair, put back.
Yes.
Yes. That guy looks like he's going to be something. So when you got him in your group and you got the good young hands or good hands or whatever, great hands, what are they called? Great hands,
no
good
idea.
hands. But they're both good workers. You need something that makes you stand out or brings the group together.
Yeah.
Which neither of them do,
Sadly for them, Mustafa Ali is he's just good of a worker to still be under the radar. You know what I mean? Like still be, marketable, I guess, but like he could really hit a whole new echelon if he just changes up his look and does something completely radical. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking.
He can cut a promo, he's got the work. He just needs, maybe it does need to be that he needs to get off of the whole like social justice thing.
Yeah.
He's
he
been on that
become
for
a
years.
rich Middle Easterner.
Yeah. There you go. Get like a really hot blonde to be his wife. You know what I'm talking about?
Old
Like
Lamborghini. Like you got to set these vignettes up right. Like he came into crypto money.
Yeah, he has internet courses. He sells courses on the internet about how to be a real man.
I'm Mustafa Ali.
You
see these books behind me? I read all those books. 10 books a day. You want to know my secret? I bought cryptocurrency on the black market.
And he's constantly coming up with scams to make more money. Like he has a new shit coin every week that he's pumping out there.
Right. I've renamed myself. It's no longer Mustafa Ali. It's now Tony Ali.
Okay, no, we've just come up with a better gimmick for Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, I think so. A billion, transferred wealth billionaire.
Erica in the chat said, I want all the stereotypes. I didn't come up with that idea. Awful came up with that idea. That wasn't me. Oh, no.
No, it can work. I mean, you can play on that.
It'd be
I
something.
didn't say anything.
We have not talked about Kit Wilson. Dude.
Who?
Kit Wilson. You don't watch SmackDown, so you haven't seen it. Kit Wilson taking the world by storm. I've been saying it for years. They needed to do a gimmick. They need like a woke guy against toxic masculinity type gimmick. I've said that would work for years as a heel. And Kit Wilson's doing it, man. And he is on fire right now.
And they are selling tickets. Stadiums are now filling up.
Dude, watch the chat. Watch the chat right now. Watch the chat blow up because I mentioned Kit Wilson. His music, for some reason, everyone's into his song. He has like a K-pop song as his theme song.
Speaking of which, I'm sorry to bring this back, but when Damian Priest came out, I think it was yesterday. I think yesterday for the promo. His music is so goddamn generic.
It's so bad.
I had no idea who was coming out. a lot of these people's music is just not hitting, and it
Priest-
doesn't make it do anything.
Priest needs a heel turn. Priest needs to. I told Max yesterday that I think Priest should die and then come back as the Undertaker, because that's just like I don't understand why they don't just let him be the Undertaker. Like
Taker.
He's some dude. Yes, fine. I think everyone for like 2 weeks would make fun of it, and they'd be like, okay, he's the Undertaker. That's fine. Like nobody would care after a while, you know. Just let him do that. That's because
He does come down with the leather, purple.
He comes down with the leather and the purple, and he has the he has the aura of the. Just let him do it.
Yeah, he's not supernatural enough though, and it might be too late and that ship might have sailed.
That's why
unless
I said
he gets into the dark arts,
or
not die, but maybe go off into the mountains somewhere in the Caucasus and learn some dark evil magic from people in caves, and then come back in like a year and just be this complete, succubus of a professional wrestler that invades the souls.
JJ Gosling said they're trying to make him a tweener due to his sexuality, most likely. Okay, so wait. So because he's bisexual, he has to be a tweener? is that the rule?
A tweener.
That's a good word for a bisexual. Just in general. You should just call them tweeners. I think that works.
Tweener.
Excuse me. Okay, so finish up.
What's betweener?
Heyo. Okay, so let's finish up TNA. We had the main event angle where Dango introduced the newest member of the system, and it was Bear Bronson. And then Bear Bronson came out.
Yeah, you know more about this than I do. These guys were nobodies to me.
So Bear Bronson, I like Bear Bronson a lot. Bear Bronson is he was the guy who, his tag team partner got Me Too'd over in AEW a few months ago or last year. Right. And AEW just kind of said, okay, well, your tag team partner's gone. We got nothing for you. So he disappeared and showed up in TNA. Very good worker. Kind of a Kevin Owens-esque worker. A bigger guy who can do smaller guy moves, but kind of sticks to the bigger guy stuff. Good worker. Good, solid, old school heel type guy. And he was the newest. He replaced Johnny Dango Curtis, and then they beat up Moose and Alicia Edwards.
All right.
She had a look on her face like, oh no, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Oh.
Please. Why would
Theater
you ever
acting.
do that? Oh my gosh, no. It was so, at first it was so bad. So then when she turned later, at least you're like, okay, maybe she was playing that. I don't know. But so then Cedric came out, and you thought Cedric was going to come out and help Moose because they're black guys, because that's what happens in wrestling. Whenever you see two black guys, you just assume they're together because that's how wrestling is. Right. And then he came out, and then he beat up Moose. So the new system, and they beat up Johnny Dango Curtis too. So the new system is Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, and Cedric Alexander, and I guess Alicia Edwards, and so it was a good angle to end the show. I thought. I know there were people who were kind of like the acting was bad. It's like, yeah, it's wrestling. I don't know, dude. Whatever. What do you want?
That's so funny. I just think I think they could have done a lot better with the ending. I mean, your first impression wasn't good at all. You kind of recovered with this episode. I mean, I liked it. I mean, there was nothing bad about it, save from some of the production problems and just the overall tone of the show. Last week, it just felt like they were just trying to be AEW and trying to be as ridiculous as possible. But this week, it seemed like they had a little bit more structure, I guess. But again, for somebody who doesn't really watch their product, still got to do a better job in reinforcing who these characters are and what the stakes are in each of these vignettes and segments.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I think TNA has been producing TNA shows, which is fine for TNA fans. But if they really do expect to get more fans and new fans, they do need to do a better job of telling us who these characters are, why they're like, what their motivation is. You can't just expect people to see Indy Hartwell and be like, "Oh, that's Indy Hartwell. I remember her from SmackDown." Like,
yeah,
it's not going to work that way. You need to actually develop these guys. And I think they've done a great job with Santana so far.
Mm.
And I think that's about it. Right? Like, they haven't really even, maybe Kaz a little bit. But besides that, they haven't even.
There was really no standout. I mean,
well, Santana.
Santana's promo was awesome. But as far as like the rest of the show, I mean, Jeff Hardy's going to be Jeff Hardy.
Right.
And, like again, he woke the crowd up. But at the end, it was, I don't know. Nothing really made me want to watch next week.
Yeah. I mean, aside from, I am interested. Okay, one thing I think they didn't do. You have very interesting characters that you didn't bring on TV at all. Like, why aren't we? The Righteous is clearly the most interesting thing you have going on in that company right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you bringing them to do cut pro? Like, I think they had a promo, like a filmed promo, but that's it.
Right.
Like, they need a segment. You don't cut out half of the Ash by Elegance segment and give us a Righteous segment. Or
they need a match.
A match. Even better. Yeah, you or put them in, why not put them in Feast or, I guess there's no tag team thing in Feast or Fire, but have them do more than what they did. They're interesting characters and they need to be brought on TV. And you have other, now you can't, obviously your number one contender for the women's title is stuck in England, and Leon Slater is stuck in England. So hopefully once you get Leon Slater in there, you can start building the show more around him, which is, I think, the direction that they want to go, is building it around Leon. It just feels that way to me, especially with Option C. Do you know about Option C, Awful?
No, hell no. What's Option C?
Option C is that he can turn in his X Division title at any time for a world title shot.
Okay.
And
interesting.
Right. And apparently he is going to be in a tag match with the champion in the next pay-per-view. So they're going to be doing something like that. Boris in chat, WWE can easily sort the TNA production. Their partners, no excuses. WWE is not TNA's babysitter. They share talent. Why are they going to spend money to help? Like, what do you want? Do you think WWE should be sending production trucks and production teams to Albuquerque to help TNA in with their TV deal? Or do you think they should treat them like adults and say, you're a real company, you can do this yourself?
Got to start writing better. Got to start, you got to, either rock with the atmosphere that you have and make your, in an arena like that, in an atmosphere like that, you got to really cut it out on the comedy. You got to raise the seriousness level of all of your storylines. Things have got to feel and appear real to this very closed in audience that kind of likes your stuff. So I think if TNA can get more gritty, not hardcore, not where you're pulling out goddamn cinder blocks and tables and all that shit, but more hard hitting wrestling, kind of like what we saw with Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley tonight. And I think it'll be a benefit to TNA. Oh, that was the other thing that's why I had to pause. What I wanted to ask you is, should TNA do squash matches? Should they just bring back the squash matches for Impact? I mean, if you're going to get 197,000 people, you might as well just. Wasn't that their rating? I believe.
Yeah, I no, I don't. The only reason I say no, because I get where you're saying, But the only reason I do say no is because they're on a new network. They don't have enough money to be paying guys to come in just to lose. Right. Like if you're paying the guys to come in, you need them to actually do something on the show and benefit the show. It's with their logistics. I don't
You can
think
still have your main event, but you just have 4 or 5 squash matches to really get these people over in their move sets and all that shit.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
it's a tried and true, tested way. Is it going to be something viable in the new market of how people view things on television and on the internet? It may, but those segments can be chopped up, put on the internet, and you now have a little video package where there's a match involved while this guy's stomping out some local jobber. And I can't imagine it being very hard to find local jobbers in and around the areas where they go.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I think this all the squash match thing, which I love the idea of squash matches, but I also think that brings up the reason why you may want to do an hour on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like you might want an extra hour somewhere that you're giving away for free that people can watch to help develop these characters a little bit outside.
You know what? You do it the first hour. First hour squash matches, however many matches you can fit onto the 45-minute segments.
Squash matches and promos, first hour, second hour. Okay. I go
second hour, you know, we've got 2 great matches, you know.
Yeah. I here's what I do know. None of this matters. TNA is a cockroach. TNA will last. TNA will live longer than all of us. Okay. If they're not dying anytime soon. They somehow will find a way to keep going, and they will change the name 400 times, and they will go through 9 different owners, but somehow in 1,000 years, TNA will still exist when all of us are rotting in dirt and everyone else is cyborgs. That's what TNA will.
It'll be a delivery company.
Right.
TNA Export.
So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you are hitting that like button, and if you choose to, if you want us to react to your comment, $4.99 or more gets read aloud on air, and all of that money is going to help us get new stuff for the show. But we have a couple more things here. So okay, we've already been going for almost 2 hours now. Do you want to do the Taz thing or do we want to do the Tony thing? I will say the Tony thing we can do on Toonie Talk. I don't think the Taz thing fits with Toonie Talk. So, but I'm going to leave it up to you.
What's the Taz in context? Taz video.
You know what? I'll show it to you. How about it's not a video.
Okay.
It's Taz went on Twitter this week. I'm going to have to why do I do this stuff?
That's all right.
Everything when I click something, it doesn't click the right thing. There it goes. Okay. So Taz went on Twitter this week and he was getting into it with fans about excuse me, about his moves and just very weird stuff. Talking about Chris Benoit, talking about like all and it made me kind of feel weird about Taz. Like not weird, but almost sad. Like this is where Taz
don't want to date him anymore.
Well, I don't think there's anyone in the world in wrestling that doesn't respect Taz. Right? Like you respect Taz, correct? You were a big ECW guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Taz, go ahead.
No, he was just he was a great performer in ECW, not so much in WWE or pretty much anywhere else.
Right. I just don't understand why in the year of our Lord 2026, Taz feels the need to go on the internet and just correct and argue with these. Look, this one is Dirty Dom Dom. He called out Dirty Dom Dom said that Chris Benoit's suplex was technical. And Taz decided that's the thing that was going to get that got his goat. He stop, you have no idea what you're talking about, LOL. He had to call out Dirty Dom Dom for saying that it was technical. And then people started going after him. Not even going after him. Just somebody said, You wrestlers are so childish. You got worked. In other words, you were kind enough to believe our lies, and now I'm going to make fun of you for it. That was what the doctor said. So this is Dr. Guitar said this
Gotcha.
on Twitter. So then Taz goes, so this person insults the hell out of my body at work, which my body is destroyed from, my choice, discredited my craft, which I sacrificed and worked very hard for years. I defended myself. So you chime in and call me childish? Lol. So, of the wrestlers you stereotyped are childish because all the wrestlers you stereotyped are childish because one of us just decided to bite back. Come on, man.
Oh God.
And then someone says, and even then Sabu effed up the landing, so it was kind of his fault. I know the move you're talking about. I was there. Sabu did not F up the move. He was launched way too high, and Chris Benoit trapped his leg, which makes it very difficult to control your own safe landing, which was supposed to be flat. He messed up. Completely threw off Sabu's timing. Please, before passing judgment on moves, matches, and wrestlers, sometimes it's best not to say anything if you aren't trained or have real experience. So he's doing kind of the Moose thing, where he's saying you're out of
nice.
Fixed. Sorry. He's doing the Moose thing where he says, if you aren't a wrestler, you can't criticize me. We are not qualified to do so.
Boy, criticism has really gotten to them.
I think, that's my thing, man. It's like, how much does that come off? Like, is that little man syndrome? Because that's always been kind of the thing about Taz. People said that he has little man syndrome. So is it little man syndrome? Is it he didn't you don't see Steve Austin going online arguing with people.
No.
Right. You don't see The Rock going online arguing with people. You don't see John Cena going online arguing with people. You don't see Undertaker, Randy Orton, Batista, Cody Rhodes, like anyone in that level, you don't see going online arguing with people. So what is it? So is it the small man thing? Is it the fact that he never made it to the top of WWE and his career got cut short? Is it maybe that he is where he is and feels the need to defend himself constantly because of it? Like, what is it about this that makes these guys go this route? That they have to constantly attack? Like, dude, who cares that Dr. Guitar didn't understand the suplex that you get? Why is that something that you are taking time out of your day to talk about? And I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it.
And you would think that somebody who's well known as Taz, or at least, he can be spotted easily at an airport. Not just but because of his look, people know who he is. Doesn't that far outweigh like some tweet or some post, meeting people in public, getting to know them, talking to them at the airports, conventions, and all that? I'm sure they've got quite a few kind words for you, Taz. And a lot of these wrestlers out here, don't worry about what people are putting on the tweets. I mean, so it got 157,000, views or whatever. But one thing that these wrestlers need to understand is that these tweets don't stick. These posts, these criticisms don't stick for too long, especially if you ignore them from the jump.
Well, you go back to this first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't even about Taz.
Right.
This was about Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, and Brock Lesnar. That's who this tweet was about. And Taz still felt the need to come in and talk and school the world on suplexes. For what? Like, what do you get from this? I feel bad. Like, Taz, man, say what you want about, yes, it sucks that he got his career cut off early because of injury. That sucks. It's terrible. But he's one of the most respected people in the business, like top 10% respected people in the business. And I also, when you take into account all of the people who have ever, trained and wrestled and tried to get into the business, he's probably in the top 15% most successful people in the business, right?
I guess, yeah.
When you look at everyone who's tried to be in wrestling, all the people, like I'm just talking about people who their dreams have been shattered. And you look at Taz, who made it all the way to WWE, and then had a career as an announcer afterwards, got to appear on Howard Stern's channel with his friend doing a radio show, got to do a talk sports radio show in Dallas or whatever for years. Now gets paid and has his son working in AEW and gets a nice paycheck there. Like,
is he still working there, by the way?
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there.
Okay.
So he's injured, I guess. So he can't announce because he's injured. But like, you had a good career. You have a good legacy. You're very well respected. You were part of arguably the most historic moment when you talk about like the actual history of the later era Monday Night Wars, right? When he fought Mike Awesome in the ECW arena. When a WWE champion fought a WCW champion, or when a WWE guy fought a WCW guy for an ECW title in the ECW arena. Very historic moment that gets talked about all the time. You are a legend. Why are you going online and talking to Dirty Dom Dom and Dr. Guitar? Like,
you know what? I also have a thought in his defense. He could just be bored at the airport, bro.
Yeah, but even then, dude, why are you doing that? Like, why are you responding? Why are you, like I said, do you think Steve Austin isn't bored of the airport sometimes? Do you think JBL isn't bored of the airport sometimes? But you don't see them doing this stuff. What is it about? I don't want to, okay, I'll just say it. It seems to mainly come from people who currently work in AEW or don't have jobs at all.
Starts at the top, man. When Tony Khan has that emotionalism and those female tendencies, it bleeds on down, man, to the announce team, to the talent, to the crew.
It's just
it is what it is, man.
I don't get it. I don't get the instinct to do it. Like, do you have any idea how many times I stop myself from replying? Like,
that's the way we have a back chat,
right? Yeah, get a back chat, Taz. Get your boys in the back chat. You know what though? I'm thinking about who his boys probably are, and maybe it might not be easy to get those guys in the back chat these days.
Right? Really? Michael Cole. Think he talks to Michael Cole anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure he talks to Michael Cole. But I was talking more about the people who were in, the Sabus and the Chris Benoits that tend to be the topic of conversation when he chimes in. It's also weird that he is like, if you're going to talk about Chris Benoit, do you need to say CB? Does that really do anything? Is that why don't you just say Chris Benoit? Like, if you're going to bring him up,
really, CB.
There's been a lot of talk about Chris Benoit recently. I don't. Have we ever gotten your take on
Chris
Benoit?
Where's this talk of Chris Benoit?
I guess it's like
great comeback.
I guess 2026 is like an anniversary. I guess the whole thing happened in 2006, maybe. I don't know. I've seen
2006 actually.
So I've seen a lot of people.
Ago.
I've seen a lot of people talking like it's time to like Chris Benoit in the Hall of Fame and stuff, stuff like that.
No, stop with all that dumb shit. But I will say, I did see, goddamn, the Kurt Angle Chris Benoit match from the Royal Rumble, a phenomenal match. I mean, that's what he took from you guys.
That's it.
That's what he took. I'm sorry.
I mean, he did some bad things, but the worst thing he did was that we never got another Chris Benoit Kurt Angle.
He's a real jerk for that.
Yeah, I'll forgive a lot, okay, but not that. That is unforgivable.
Robbing Kurt Angle.
Jake said it was
probably match of the century.
7. So I don't know why there's been a lot of Chris Benoit talk, but there's been
19's
a lot
a
of
magical number. So it might
19's a magic number, sure. Yeah, I have no idea why there's so much Chris Benoit talk, but There it is. So, all right.
On your timeline, this?
Yeah, on my timeline, I see a lot of Chris Benoit talk, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't like talking about Chris Benoit. Because I don't know if you guys knew this. That man, he murdered his family. So
he did what?
Yeah. Did you know that? Did you hear about that? I don't know if you knew that or not.
Man.
Chris Benoit, yeah. He murdered them and he put Bibles on them. He's a weird guy.
Oh boy.
So, but yeah, I personally don't think Chris Benoit belongs anywhere near a Hall of Fame or anything like that. But and I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people on the internet want to forgive Chris Benoit. There was
What Hall of Fame would he be put in? Like what Hall of Fame would take him? I can't imagine.
I bet the Wrestling Hall of Fame will put him in someday. Like the one that's supposed to be quote unquote real, that like Conrad Thompson's in. I bet they'll
Cauliflower Alley Club.
Yeah, is Conrad Thompson in that one too?
He might be.
Yeah, they'll put Chris Benoit on. They'll I think it's just called the Wrestling Hall of Fame or something. But yeah, I think you and kill me. OJ Simpson is all elite.
Yeah.
Okay, in the chat. But is he going to be in 2K26? Yes.
Probably not.
Special DLC. Although, what's weird is that Chris Benoit is always at the top of the creator wrestlers on the 2K games. If you go into their community creations, always one of the most downloaded creator wrestlers. So
that's crazy.
That's always weird. All right. Do you want to do the Tony video? Do you want to save it? We're getting kind of long in the tooth here. You think we should close it up?
We'll save it for Toonie Talk Wrestling.
All right. So
Definitely.
you can hang out with us on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time over on youtube.com/@TuneWrestling. We will be watching that. Awful. What do you got to promote?
Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be with us, listening and laughing, hopefully laughing, and having a good time with us. You know where to catch me on Twitter and also here on youtube.com/Awful Wrestling.
Travis Pancos in the chat told us that Benoit is actually in the Observer Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. He was not taken out of the Wrestling Hall of Fame, the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame,
yes.
huh?
That
interesting. Was there a vote? I wonder if there was a vote put to that. Like,
I believe the fans vote. I believe it's all. No. I think he got voted in after his thing. They still voted him in despite it. No. Because you think he would be in the Observer Hall of Fame before 2007? It had to have been after.
I think so. Maybe 2005.
I bet it was after. I'm sure somebody in the chat can tell us. But let me let you know that we are coming on Tuesday. Like I said, Alt Jake will be joining us, and don't forget to make sure you are going over to his channel. Alt Jake Takes On. He's getting this. He's up over 400. We're trying to get him up to 500 before the end of February, is what I told him. So we want to do that. And he's going on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you are giving him a follow over there. And if you want to check out what I do, just go over to Twitter at aka_dis_. And you can follow my tweets there. If you want to contact me, AEW Disciplinary Committee @gmail.com. I can send you a link to our Discord or do something like that. So you can hit me up there, and that'll be it.
This with the overplugging. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know how I got two things. All right, so Awful.
You got what?
I got two things. Motherfucker. I'm helping. Okay. So what do you got? You want to close this out?
I just want to say, shout out to Alt Jake. What I'd like to see Alt Jake take on police body cams, or Alt Jake takes on conspiracy theories. He's good with the wrestling, him and George Captor. But like Alt Jake takes on
police body cams.
No.
Oh man. Alt Jake takes on Minneapolis. We're gonna see
him coming up. Alt Jake takes on slavery. Just anything like that. That'd be kind of cool. See, that's a good name. It sticks, Alt Jake takes on movies, sports.
Alt I can't. I'm gonna say something that's gonna mess me up.
Alt Jake takes on interrogations.
Did I tell you about? Okay. Did I tell you about Max last week? Learning about World War II. Did I tell you about that?
Oh yeah. You want to tell that one?
I'll do it real
Do
quick.
you want not? Well, do you really want to tell that?
It's okay. It's okay because it's. I mean, he wasn't. It's harmless. It's just funny the way he said it. The way he phrased it was funny. He said,
Algorithm, get ready.
he goes. He was talking about World War. He was talking about World War II because we're learning about World War II in school, and I was kind of seeing what level of knowledge he had about it already, and I said, okay, so do you know who started, like, why World War II started? And he kind of gave me a general overview. And I go, now, do you really know what the Holocaust was? And he goes, yeah, it was the Jew thing. And I was like, well, yes, but no, you can't say that. That's not. And he goes, but it was, right?
Handing them pamphlets.
I'm like, no, stop. I mean, but it's like one of those things where it's like, you got to be
the
like,
real reason we entered World War II.
I'm like, I mean, yes, it was that, but you can't say that the Holocaust was the Jew thing. That's not a good way to. I go, we need to.
Jew thing.
So we had to get. So we did, man. So we've been doing MLK this week. We did World War II this week. I just did another MLK documentary today.
Now goes to shul.
We didn't
practice the Shabbat.
That's right. He's getting a circumcision. We're doing it all. So, no, we
all before Monday.
All Jake takes on Jehovah's Witnesses.
There you go. That I'd like to see.
Yeah, I'd watch that. All Jake takes on Mormons. I would watch it. I'd watch this Jake sitting in his house with Mormons. You ever get visited by Mormons up there? Is that a thing that happens up here in the neck of the woods?
Not at all.
Yeah, we do. We do every once in a while.
Wow.
Missouri used to be the Holy Land. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before Utah, correct.
Right. Until we said polygamy isn't legal. Mm-hmm. And the Mormons were like, oh, we were wrong. It's not the Holy Land. Utah's the Holy Land.
Our economic system. Help.
All right. We're gonna get ourselves in trouble if we keep going. So I'm gonna end this show.
Really.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We will be back next. So next Saturday we're doing the Rumble during the afternoon, and then This Is Awful, I guess, will probably be on at its normal time, right? I don't see
Let's
why
hope
not.
so. Yes.
Yeah. As far as we know, This Is Awful will be on at the normal time next week, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central Time, right back here. So make sure that after you get through all of your Royal Rumble Day festivities, you wrap your night up with us, and we won't have Saturday night's main event and a UFC fight to contend with. So, well, we'll hopefully see more of you next week. But until
this is on a roll. Did you guys hear that? That was like he's all fired up. This week in Greensboro. Next week we'll be at the Omni. 4 weeks sportatorium. All right.
Kamala's gonna fight anyway. Okay. Yeah. So that's about it. Awful closes out.
Everybody, thank you
With
for
prayer.
being with us. Yeah. Thank you for being with us again today. And hopefully you guys can manage this weather. Hopefully you got your shovels, your salt, your blowers, your electricity, all that good stuff. And stay safe out there. Until then, it's the This Is Awful live stream. Check it out. Peace, y'all.